know that I think organic and natural food is not just a fad. It could be the future of the way we eat. It's one of the hottest themes out there. But if you want to understand these themes that drive publicly traded companies, sometimes you need to take a look at innovative private companies that have the potential to change the shape of a given business. That's why tonight I want to introduce you to Luvo. That's a maker of great-tasting frozen meals that are healthy, environmentally sound, packed in recycled materials, high-quality ingredients, not to mention no high-fructose corn syrup, no artificial preservatives or flavors. The idea behind Luvo is that you shouldn't have to sacrifice health or taste in order to get convenience, and its products can be found in supermarkets all across the country. The company uses flash freezing to preserve fruit and vegetables at their peak freshness, and its steam technology allows its frozen food to be reheated in its own juices, giving it the taste and texture of a home-cooked meal. In short, Luvo is out to transform the frozen food aisle. I think it can do it. Not only does this company have Derek Jeter as a brand ambassador, but it's more importantly led by Christine Day, the former CEO of Lululemon, who presided over what I think of as the company's golden age, introducing all sorts of brilliant strategies like free yoga classes to bring in its customers. Now, she's trying to do the same thing with food that she did with apparel. So let's check in with Christine Day, the CEO of Luvo, to hear more about her intriguing new company. Ms. Day, welcome to Mad Money.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Have a seat.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. All right, so let's cut right to the chase. This food, only you have this formula, or could, say, Conagra do it, or Birdseye?
Well, I think anybody can do frozen food or the flash frozen technology, but what we've mastered is the ability to actually have great taste with low sugar, low sodium, and protect the nutrition and the nutrient and the flavor through the small batch cooking process that we do. So there are some proprietary technology elements to what we do, but it's also the willingness to invest in the quality of nutrition and put nutrition first.
But now you've wandered the aisles of supermarkets, and I know you said that people like variety, but this is clearly not just variety. You must have seen that they're shying away from certain foods and going for others.
Well, I think what we've seen the consumer do, particularly in the frozen space, is they shop that aisle like they're shopping a menu for the week. So they want to have things that are familiar. They want to have things that add variety, but they're label readers now. And so they really want to have sugars controlled. And, you know, if you look at the Hartman study, what they really want is fruit and vegetables, the right protein, the right fiber. They don't want to eat, they want to eat a more plant-based diet, but they don't want to eat, you know, just vegan or vegetarian. They want to eat meat proteins as well. And they actually, when it says vegetarian on the label, they actually want it to have vegetables in it, which is kind of a novel concept as well.
True. Now, what are you supplanting, you think, in people's normal shopping cart?
I think we are definitely taking over from the traditional, you know, frozen food category, which has been in decline, which is what makes the supermarket so happy about us, is that we're actually bringing something into the mainstream aisle, which we do have a lot of organic and GMO ingredients in our food, free ingredients in our food. But what's more important is that we have broad appeal, and we start with things that are familiar, like our oatmeal. So we're supplanting there some packaged oatmeal. So that's going to have 300 milligrams less sodium in it than a package of oatmeal does. And it tastes great, and you've got all the fresh fruit that's with it. Or a barbecue chicken, you know, which, you know, with the corn millet and the collard greens. And, you know, this is less than 1 tablespoon of added sugar. So the other thing that we're supplanting is some of that outer food shopping and food assembly, which has become a consumer trend. But we're giving you all the convenience of having everything prepared in one place for the busy professional.
How about price and cost to you?
So from a price perspective, we really try to have the retailer keep it around or under that $5 mark. You'll see it range from about $3.84 to $5. The breakfasts go more in the $2.50 to $3 range. And if you compare that to a fast food meal, which is about $6, it's a great value for the health that you're getting it and the quality of ingredients. And then our cost is just a little over $2.
Oh, okay, so that's good profit margin. Now, we canvassed our Whole Foods and didn't see it. Is that still in an outlet that has not embraced you?
Whole Foods actually, you sell in by regions. You very rarely sell into corporate. So we are on the West Coast. But our whole strategy actually was to go to the mainline grocers first, because I think what you see happening, if you read the recent news, is the Krogers and the Costcos of the world are becoming the leaders in the whole organic and new leadership space. And if you want to reach and change the health of America, you've got to be in the mainline grocers. So we actually designed the brand to not only launch there, but to do well there.
I think that packaging, far more important. You totally get it. Kroger gets it. It's clearly the way of the future, right? That's just as important in some ways as the actual ingredients at this point.
Yes. Absolutely. I think, and what we find that the consumer is really responding to, and it's a broad bandwidth. It's more a psychographic of consumer that's concerned about their health and a lifestyle choice. But what we've done is, we don't just label it like the diet or health food, which, those terms are so mistrusted by the consumer
oh my God,
now.
yes.
So what we do is we speak into what you want. So if you just want barbecue chicken in a healthy way, it says barbecue chicken. But if you want 9 grams of protein, we talk about 9 grams of protein. And what we found is that's what the consumer responds to. So they're in choice and they're in education, and our goal ultimately is to be that trusted brand. It's going to taste great, and you don't have to flip it. So you don't have to be a label reader. So rather than design just one product, it's a philosophy of a brand, and that brand allows us to reinvent 200 SKUs across the grocery store and become a billion-dollar business.
I think it can be. Now, you own, according to public records, 15% of this. I don't think you ever had that kind of stake in the company that you really did take to the next level, which is Lulu. How do you feel about about the way Lulu is? They just had a good quarter. The founding family selling all their stock, and how you're positioned in this company versus how you were positioned in Lululemon.
Well, I think regardless of any company I've ever worked for, my job is to create value, and I love purpose-led brands. And I think the story of Lulu was about building a tremendous business model. And I'm really pleased and proud to see that continuing today. And, I think the dynamics of founder, I get to be the crazy individual this time. So
I like that. One last question. And you watch this show, how hot this category is. Are there bankers who are saying, come public now?
Of course, everybody asks me that question.
Right.
And I think, what I'm most interested in is providing the real solution. The consumer is looking for nutrition.
Right.
And I know how to build great business models, and I want to make sure that the mission of the company is what remains intact. And I think we can build a great business model doing this, and that's the avenue I'd like to see us end the story in, is going public.
But if I were Pinnacle Foods, which is Bird's Eyes, trying to do this, if I were ConAgra trying to get into this, I would just make a bid for you guys. But so far...
Well, let's say there's definitely people that are interested, but it's so early in our cycle, and I love growth companies, and this is the early stage of growth, so I want to stay at the helm a little bit longer.
I don't blame you one bit. Thank you so much to Christine Day, the CEO of Luvo. I don't know, this stuff looks pretty good tasting to me. Of course, I got to sample it after. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.